To the singer and AIDS activist Annie Lennox joins us now from Vienna, where an international AIDS conference is taking place. There isn't a lot to shout about when it comes to AIDS treatment, Annie, so I suppose you could say sweet dreams are made of this.
Well, you're right. I mean, it's been a very, very long struggle. The fact of the matter is that there is no cure and there is no vaccine for HIV. And so when we hear news like this, it's encouraging, but of course we're a little cautious. I only heard the news recently, so it remains to be seen. I mean, the thing is that on a daily basis in South Africa, there are 1,000 people dying and more people are being infected. So, you know, anything that is a piece of positive news is great, but we have to always remember there are huge challenges to face, and that definitely the HIV/AIDS pandemic, which has wiped out millions of people's lives, has been one of the biggest human catastrophes of all time. It is here for quite some time. We're not going to see an overnight, you know, people think that it's over. We have a long way to go. Yeah,
because one of the most at-risk groups is now the female population. It's advancing more in them than it is with men. Why is that?
There are many reasons why women are so vulnerable. I mean, even in a physical sense, that women are more especially vulnerable to the HIV virus. And I mean, the real terrible thing is that women are, you know, the mothers, the people that often are the ones who are providing for their children, and they're infected and affected by AIDS through gender discrimination, domestic violence, rape. Many of these issues play in very strongly into why women are so badly affected by this.
Annie, I want to ask you about what you've heard at the conference over the last couple of days in just a moment. But when I saw you sitting in our studio with that T-shirt on, I just did a quick bit of a web search, and you wore it at a number of concerts, and people were wondering what your message was by wearing HIV positive on stage. Tell us why you've got that on.
Yes, there's a great deal of stigma surrounding HIV and AIDS. People are afraid to speak about it. People are afraid to disclose their status. And in wearing a T-shirt like this, I stand in solidarity with those millions of people who are affected and infected with HIV. I have been tested and I know that my status is negative. Nevertheless, as a campaigner and an HIV activist, I feel that this is my tool to stand in solidarity, also because my image is often replicated, you know, in photographs or in newspapers and now on Al Jazeera. And so rather than just being Annie Lennox, this is a direct statement about the kind of invisible virus, if you like.
And what have you learned? Have you got reason to smile after listening to what's being done to fight the virus at this conference in Vienna?
Reasons to smile. I'm always looking for reasons to smile. I think basically this is a very significant conference. The last one was held in Mexico City, and 2 years later we're finding that the deputy President of South Africa has been here with us. Aaron Motsoaledi, the South African health minister, has made this very strong, powerful statements of commitment long-term to turning around the HIV pandemic as it plays out in the country of South Africa, a country that has one of the highest incidence of the virus. And I hope that if South Africa can handle this terrible scourge, that the rest of the sub-Saharan continent will be able to follow suit. But the real main message is we've seen success, but we have to remain committed to the Global Health Fund, to being sure that we don't cut back, that this recession does not start to undo the benefits of long-term activism and commitment. And also we want to see Millennium Development Pledges being fulfilled.
Annie, and I'm sure the more people of your stature shout about it, the more it'll stay in the headlines. That can only be good. We really appreciate you coming on. Thanks very much, Annie Lennox in Vienna.
Thank you for having me.